Ignite Show. We are here to inspire and empower you and ignite the fire of success within you so that you can ignite and take flight in every area of your life. We are here tonight with another great show with another powerful influencer that is intended to be here just for you. Hello and welcome to the show. I am super happy that you're here with me tonight on the Lotus Crochet Ignite Show. There's no better place to be. So come on in, run and tell your friends, tell your family, tell your friends, and tell your frenemies that it's time to win. Yes, I said it's time to win. And so everyone that's a winner knows this is our motto. Note takers are money makers. So if you don't have your pen and your pad, go ahead and get your pen and your pad because note takers are money makers. So come on in and get in where you fit in because I've always got room right here around my table for you. So many of you ask me, Lotus, what's that in your cup? Lady, what are you drinking? So tonight I have a little lemon citron tea with honey and 2 slices of lemon tonight. So I'm going to take a sip. I like that. The little citron kind of gets stuck on your lips sometimes. It's so tasty. But anyway, make sure you have something tasty and healthy for you to drink. Lemon tea is always great for your throat. It's always great if you have anything going on in your stomach, like candida, anything like that. It always is great to have. So I just want to tell you, if you don't have something to drink, go get yourself something to drink because we're gonna sit here and talk for a little while this evening. And also make sure you have your notepad. And always remember, like, share, and start a watch party. Tonight, I've got a fantastic guest for you. She's all the way out of Chi-Town. And let me tell you, computer issues, connection issues would not keep this lady down. She stepped outside to make sure she would be on this broadcast with you. So you know that this young lady is definitely powerful. And back in the day, we used to say fierce. I don't know if many people say that now, but she is a fierce diva from Romania. And I'm telling you, she's going to drop some great nuggets this evening. So when you come in, go ahead and come on in, tell a friend, like, share, and start a watch party. And when you come in, do what my friend Angela Elton has done all the way from Washington, D.C. When you come in, put where you're coming from. So come on in. We're about to spend a nice evening together. We're going to talk about some things that are really in the forefront of what's going on within this country. But this topic tonight is also going on globally. Voting. Why is it important for us to vote? And why is it even more important for those who have any type of challenge, if it's a physical challenge, a cognitive challenge, or what have you, to also make sure their message is heard? Why is it important? Because people who have challenges, they have the right to make their voice heard. And how can we help people if we don't hear their voice? And so my guest tonight, when she contacted me and she expressed her concern about people not being able to vote because of certain reasons, I had to say, yes, I'm happy and honored that you want to come to the show, that you want to share this light of information with people all around the world. So tonight, we are going to have this very special guest come on the show, and she's going to share from the heart some things that many of us may not know, because she shared some things with me that I sure did not know. So go ahead and get ready and hold on tight, because this is going to be another show that's dynamite. We'll be right back. Welcome to the Lotus Crochet Ignite Show. We are here to inspire and empower you and ignite the fire of success within you so that you can ignite and take flight in every area of your life. We are here tonight with another great show with another powerful influencer that is intended to be here just for you. Hello, and welcome back to the show. For those of you that just don't know, this is the Mrs. Diva, Romanian diva herself. She is the media director of Outdoor/Outside at WVOG. She is called affectionately the Little Diva from Romania, and her name is Miss Nikki Hammer. Hey, Nikki, how you doing?
Hey, Roche, how you doing? How
I'm
you doing?
Well, I'm doing very well. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything that you did. Nikki said nothing is going to stop me. I can't get a signal inside. I'm going outside.
Yup, and it worked.
That's right. So by any means necessary, folks, by any means necessary. So Nikki, please share with our folks, tell our folks around the world who you are, a little bit about what you do, and then we're going to get right into it as to what inspired you to come on the show, and then we're going to move on and talk about that voting thing.
One is my name is Nikki Hammer. I am a author of my own book. That's the book, but I have to work on it for that one. There's no more information about that book yet. But you will be the first. Once it is more updated, you be the first to
Thank
know.
you.
And we could talk more about that topic later. Um, but yeah, I'm also a media director for the north side of Chicago for WVOG to cover any events that people are doing, protests, stuff like that the world needs to hear and wants to see. That's how it is from part of WVOG part. And one thing about me, I am known, I have dyslexia. I have learning comprehension. If I don't understand the question or you're going too fast, I will say gibberish because that means I don't understand. And a lot of people get offended. A lot of people calls me, you're retardation, you're retarded, you're slow, do you comprehend? Do you hear what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, hostility. A lot of people get hostility, and then it becomes violent. At some point, it does get very physical, violent, and it's hard to walk away sometimes. And sometimes I have no choice to walk away because I have my son with me, and I don't have time to educate a lot of people um, what I'm looking for and why is I'm there to it. Even my son has a little bit of a challenge as well. And I show him see, just because we're different, it doesn't mean we could just keep being pushed around. Just keep on working harder than anybody else and show them that just because they don't like us or they take a lot of advantage of us a whole lot, kindness will kill anything. Just be kind to anybody, and just be faithful. And God got you on your shoulder, and He will bless you on the way. It will take some time, but He'll bless you. Just
I
be
love
patient
that.
with it.
I love that because Nikki Hammer, when she contacted me, she was sharing with me that when she would go and try to vote, she found so many challenges. And I said, okay, I understand. And what she did, she sent me her legal papers. She said, look, this is the real deal. I'm the real deal. When I say I have these learning comprehension challenges, I do. But this is what she's saying. Learning comprehension will not stop you. It will not stop any of you out there because just because you have a learning comprehension of any kind, I don't care what it is, someone should be there to help you overcome, but also help you get your vote out. not just get your vote out, but also live your life out loud. So, Nikki, I really want to thank you for sharing that with people, because that's a very, very powerful message that you shared with me. And so, if you like what Nikki just said, that no matter what you are, no matter what you do, learning comprehension will not stop you. But this is what she did say also. You've got to take action and you've got to do the work. So if you want to take action, if you know someone that's taking action in their life and they have learning comprehensions of any kind, put number 1 in the comment bar below. You know why? Because all of these ones are going out to everybody with any type of learning disability, if you want to call it that, or learning comprehension concern. The number 1s are going out to you, beloveds. Why? Because you are number 1 and you cannot let anything stop you. So I want to say hey to a couple of people that's already streaming in, and let us know where you're coming in from. Hey, Candy Conda, good to see you. I think Candy's coming in from Nigeria, but let me know. And Candy said, that's right. Yeah, said that's right. So thank you so much for sharing that. And those of you that's streaming in, come on in. Go tell a friend. Go tell your frenemies to come on in, because it's time to win. I've got the diva on the show today, the Romanian diva, if you will, Miss Nikki Hammer. So many of you can go to the polls. You can vote. You don't have to have anybody read anything for you from the ballot or anything like that. But sometimes even some of us who don't have any type of comprehension concern, sometimes we still need people to read those ballots, because sometimes they can be a bit confusing. But just imagine if you have a learning comprehension concern and you go to the ballots and you want to vote, but there's nobody there that will take the time to read it to you and make sure that you understand. Well, guess what? Nikki went to the polls several times over several years to vote, and no one was there to help her cast her vote. So fundamentally, her voice was not heard. And tonight, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the fact that we've got to do better as a nation to make sure our folks with particular challenges are not left out on the sideline. Because as my friend Charles Marcus always says in his book, he says that success is not a spectator sport. If you can see that, it's green. And life is not a spectator sport. And folks just want to play the game of life and succeed. So we're going to take a quick break. As you come on in, because it's time to win. Get your notepad and get your pen, because if you write down some of these notes, you may just help Nikki and other people with similar challenges win. So stick around and we'll be right back.
Welcome to the Lotus Richey Ignite Show. We are here to inspire and empower you and ignite the fire of success within you so that you can ignite and take flight in every area of your life. We are here tonight with another great show with another powerful influencer that is intended to be here just for you.
All right, so we are back with our wonderful guest, the little diva from Romania, Miss Nikki Hammer. And tonight we are talking about some of the disparity that Nikki witnessed when she went to the polls to vote. And unfortunately, no one was there to help her because she has some challenges in the area of comprehension. And what that means, folks, is that sometimes people with learning comprehension or reading comprehension, if you will, have challenges even reading the ballot and understanding it. It's not that she cannot read it, because she can, but sometimes there are certain things that she just wasn't clear on. And of course, many of us go to the polls and the ballots are kind of weird for us too. So Nikki, can you please share with us a little bit about your experience that you had when you went to the vote to the polls to vote? But first, let's start out first and foremost. Let's talk about why it's important for people to vote.
The reason why it's so important to vote is because you want the right uh, people in office. You want the right people to support your ideas, to put the fundings in the right neighborhood, in the right education uh, programs or service for people instead of putting us down. You know, you want the right people to make the right decision,
Mhm.
you know, not people to say, okay, just because we're autistic or something, and okay, it's okay to go ahead and drink chemicals that will prevent you from not having this virus. Okay,
Mhm.
with one thing of a common sense, no, don't do it. But people who are a little bit more challenging, they're going to take that advice.
Right.
And it's sad because you just listen to somebody who's higher in the government and they're like, oh, I have to do it because this is what I supported,
Mhm.
you know. But to me is disrespectful. To me is no, I don't want you in office. I need somebody to put programs for us that if I go to my voting, or if you register me to vote, don't
Mhm.
put my information in garbage. Do not
Right.
throw my information. But for 4 years back in the 90s, when I was 18 years old, for 4 years, I was turned away from voting because one thing I did, I had my state ID, I had my driver license, but they're like, oh, you need your voting card. And I never received my voting card after 4 years. And they're like, oh, did you register? I'm like, yes, I did register several times. But
Mhm.
guess what? A lot of people have put my document not forwarding to the right people, not the right office. And now they don't turn us down because you don't have the voting card. They don't do that now. So that's a good thing. But the challenge for me is
Mhm.
that when I go into my district, uh, I get one of these,
Mhm.
and it tells me where I need to go of my district, you know, and I'm in the district 48, and sad about that district is this: these are young folks or older folks that volunteers the job to sign you in. And when I say I'm dyslexia and I need help,
Mhm.
that's when the hostility comes. And they tell me, sorry, you're breaking the law. Sorry, you're you're trying to make the vote go in a different direction. I'm like, no, 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 I'm not. By law, my constitution, I have the right, and you have the right to read the
Mhm.
materials.
Right.
And they will sit there and say, no, sorry, you have to walk away. And I did. I had to.
Mhm.
And then I have no choice. Leave my district and go to maybe like three different districts and
Mhm.
ask them, I know you have the equipment or you helped me in the past, and I know you're a Republican. Can you still please help me? And
Mhm.
some of them will say no, and then I have to go to the next one. And when I finally do find a person, she might be a Democrat.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, I know you're a Democrat, but by law it's supposed to be Republican and Democrat on both sides for us.
Right.
That way our vote is not, breaking the law. But I had to tell her, I'm okay if you're a Democrat as long as you're willing to read all these questions one by one and tell me the multiple choice only. That's it. I'm not telling you to tell me who to pick, who to vote. No, no. I just want to hear the question correctly, who is running, and then I could tell you, okay, this is the person, you know. And then sometimes also they have the equipment,
Mm-hmm.
but most of the time it's broke. The
Right.
computer is not working.
Mm-hmm.
It's not working. And when it happens, this is what I get. This is what I get. I get provisional hearing, provisioning vote. And a lot of people are telling me, oh, you did something wrong of your address or you did something. I was like, no, I didn't. It's because I was denied of my service. And a lot of people's like, what service do you need? I'm like, I have the right to hear and understand what I'm voting, to hear
Right.
the pronunciation, to understand, to educate myself. You know, like DMV, the government. I go to the supervisor. She's 100% or he's 100%. They
Mhm.
always help me and they always reading the question to me for DMV always.
Right.
And sometimes I don't pass. That's
Mm-hmm.
okay. But the
Mm-hmm.
third time, trust me, I do pass. But it feels so good
Mm-hmm.
to know you're accomplishing something that you did it on your own with the help.
Right. So
You
let me
know,
let me say this because this is a very profound conversation that we are having because a lot of people don't didn't really realize and I often didn't realize that a lot of people with various disabilities are still being turned away at the polls. And I've heard many people say during these elections that they're standing in line for long periods of time.
yep,
And now, mind you, these are not our folks with disability concerns or comprehension concerns or what have you. These are just everyday people that may not have any disabilities and they're standing in lines for hours. But now imagine this. If there is no express line for those with disabilities, if there is no line at all for people with disabilities, or if there is a line, but when they get up there to vote, they're being met with disdain. So let's take a look really quickly at something that came out talking about the American Disabilities Act because I want to share this briefly with you. Okay, here we go.
It was really the first time, except for some isolated court cases around the country, mostly federal, that they said segregating people because of disabilities by itself is a form of discrimination if the basis for it is, and so you can no longer, so Congress got it right. And even though it's true, the Constitution was there. But I mean, in some ways, there's quite an apt analogy that it was just a decade or two later, where probably 2 decades later, where individual disabilities, because make no mistake about it, just like the civil rights movement in the 60s, and it was the victims of discrimination themselves that showed us the way. The individual disabilities and their families and loved ones did the same thing. And so in 1990, when that law was passed, it was the individuals who were the victims of discrimination. And when I think of they didn't remain silent anymore, I think one of my favorite quotes of Dr. Martin Luther King, because it's more true in the disability context than anywhere, and that is, in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends.
And so I wanted to share this with you because people, we cannot be silent when it comes to helping our brothers and our sisters, our friends, our children, our parents with disabilities that have the right to vote. We cannot be silent. This is just one of the same things that Brother Orrin Harris talked about, the CEO of Cons to Dons, when he talked about people being behind prison walls that are either coming out or that are in that want to vote, because there are people that want to vote. They want their voices to be heard, and they need their voices to be heard. So what are we prepared to do to help people have their voices heard? And so I want to go ahead and say hi to Sean Segal all the way from Ohio. Good to see you. And as you come in, folks, go ahead and come in, because it is time to win. Like, share, and start a watch party, because we are talking about a very interesting concept on why people with any type of comprehension disability, it doesn't seem that they are being welcomed with open arms at the polls from our Romanian divas, Nikki Hammer's experiences. And so let me say this. We have many people out there that are working the polls, and many of you are doing a phenomenal job. So we're not saying that the poll workers are not doing their job, but what we are saying is that some of the jobs that are being done can be done better. And of course, when people go to the polls and they have polling booths that are inoperable, for even those who don't have comprehension concerns, it makes it even worse when we have people who have some comprehension concerns that cannot get the help they want. Why? Because it's just not balanced. And we have to be balanced so that we can really get the vote in. And as Nikki said, we've got to get the right people in with the right time. So I want to take a comment from Rebecca Harper. Hey, Dr. Harper, good to see you. She said, when they deny to help you, they are voter tampering and breaking the law, not you. Okay. And she also shared with us that she worked in Canada in their last federal election. And she said, we had to offer these services, and the voter just signed an affidavit that they received help. So this is unequivocal that we have people globally that need help, and the help should be provided, because of course, we just heard a short message from the disabilityjustice.org, and they specifically talked about the American Disabilities Act here in America. You have to help folks. So, Nikki, I want to thank you for bringing this up, because this is a strong, strong point. And Dr. Harper, all the way out of Canada, I thank you so much for bringing this up. So let me ask you this, Nikki. When you go to the polls and you don't get the help that you need, how did that make you feel?
I have to find a way to get it fixed. I have to get the system fixed somehow. If I have to keep driving to a different voting area outside my voting just to, get like this, then I'm okay. I'm okay with that for now. I'm okay with it, because like what they told me, at the end of the voting count, they will look, the judge and whoever's counting the vote, they'll be looking at this paper.
Right.
They will see it. And then maybe one day, after they keep seeing that same name over and over in that district, maybe they're going to track me down and talk to me about it. And maybe they could reach out to me, say, okay, how can I help you? What is really going on? Because every time there's a vote, your name comes up. And every time I go to vote, I'm the only person I get this. And nobody else gets this in my neighborhood. I'm the only one. So I know I'm making a difference. I know that, but people are not fully paying attention. Because my mom was 72 years old before she passed away. And what break my heart from her is that she could not go and vote herself
Right.
because she could not see the question. But if I asked one of them, can I read the question to her? They got so hostility with me and my mom that they mama got so scared and told me let's go home. But when we got home, I remember the tears in my mom's eyes, that she just felt angry that she became a citizen, she became freedom of speech and everything, and now she can't vote. It was just a heartbreaking to her. But I told her, I'm gonna keep on fighting. I'm gonna keep on, get these as many times as I get it. Fine, but one day I'll get that. One day I could say I did it. I did it without the privilege, without the, without this pink sheet of paper. You know,
Wow. And so many people may not know what that pink paper is. Can you tell people what that pink paper is?
it's provisional vote at the Davis.
Affidavit.
Where
Uh-huh.
yes, so your vote, actually, like, my vote does count, but it doesn't count with your regular vote. So, for my vote to count,
Mm-hmm.
once 800 people have voted or 200 people have voted in your district, after all that is counted, then the judge or whoever is higher in the voting process,
Mm-hmm.
they have to look at your document, and that will be the last document they have to look at, and then they will put in as a it goes a vote to this candidate, or it does not go, it doesn't count to this person. So they have to make the final decision how my vote turns out to be at the end.
Wow. And so the long and short of it, people, is that no matter what happens, people must have assistance at the polls. If they have comprehension concerns or any other type of concerns, they must have help. Now, we're going to click over to one quick thing. We talked about comprehension because this is where Nikki has seen, a lot of problems when she's gone to the polls. But I also want to touch bases on having the polls ready and working for our elderly. We also have to make sure that our elderly can get in and out of the polls in a timely fashion, because especially now that we're in the middle or we're in summer and it's really hot. And I know my dear friend Soretta Smith, she was running for a Democratic seat and won. So congratulations again. But she was out at the polls herself, and it was hot out there, folks. So can you just imagine what our elderly folks are going through, what our folks with any type of medical conditions are going through? And so there may be lines for them, but how quickly are we getting them through the line? So that's another thing that we want to make sure we focus on, because here's something that Miss Diva herself said, is that, we've got to get these things fixed, and we must work together to get them fixed. So let me ask you this, Nikki. How can people come together to help get this issue fixed, with making sure we have the right people at the right place in the right time, so that the voters that have, challenges can really overcome the challenge in the moment and be successful and vote?
Uh oh.
I can
Did I
hear you.
just
Go ahead.
lose you?
No. I can hear you. You're frozen, but it's okay. It'll come back. There you go. You got it.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, what? Um, it's hard to say because a lot of people that I talk to the alderman and to a lot of people in my neighborhood, they pretty much they hear me, but they're not listening. They're not listening and understanding what I'm asking and what I'm asking for. That's the hard part. And especially the alderman, Harry Osterman. I'm not trying to put him down or anything. I don't have nothing against him, but he represents Edgewater community. And lately, over the 90s that I've been here, he hasn't done anything within the community. I haven't seen anything with his name within in the neighborhood that I'm living at all. No service from his office, and I know his title is the senator of Harry Osterman of Edgewater, but I'm trying to figure out, is the senator and alderman two different job titles, or are they taking job titles together? That's the confusing part, you know. But then when I go across the street into Rogers Park neighborhood, Maria, who's the alderman, 49th district, she is awesome alderwoman, accident, but her hands are tied because I don't live in her district. She cannot cross over.
Right.
That's the hard part. But I tell her, look, this is the issue. These are the issue. Can you guide me? Can you give me some insights? Can you give me something? And she does. She tried her best. But a lot of people said you need to reach out to the alderman, who is Harry Osterman, the senator slash alderman. But the thing is, they hear me, but they're not listening. They're not listening at all.
So I want to say that I don't want to say, I'm saying I'm terribly dissatisfied with the fact that it appears that we are not hearing people who need us to hear them. And our government officials, not all, but some, are not moving into action to help people that need the help most. So with that being said, I'd like to reach out to some of our viewers and ask you, how do you think Nikki Hammer can handle her situation from where she is? And also, how can you help her handle that situation so that during this time of voting, her vote can be counted, it can be heard, but also so that it will open up the way to so many that have this issue. Now, I challenge each and every one of you out there, like, share, and start a watch party, because if there's something violent going on Facebook or something like that, we explode that. We cause that to go viral. But when it's something to do with the very conditions in our own neighborhoods, the very conditions that people have to face when they go to the polls to put the right people in the seats, we turn a deaf ear and a blind eye. So I want to ask all of you, put in the comment below a three in the comment below if you want to be a part of the solution to help solve the problem. Put a 3 in the comment bar below if you want to be a part of the solution and help solve the problem. Because listen, folks, the problem is bigger than you or I. The problem is bigger than the Romanian queen diva, Miss Nikki Hammer. It's bigger than that. But here's the thing. In order for us to fix this problem, we must work together. It's unequivocal. We must work together. So we're going to take a quick short break. And I want you guys and gals out there, if you want to be a part of the solution to help fix the problem, put a number 3 in the comment block below. And hey, Lakeisha Porch, good to see you. Thank you for your 3. And I want to say hi to Malik. He's coming in all the way from Tennessee. Good to see you. And of course, our diva herself is coming in all the way from Chi-Town. A special hello to Miss Tracy R. Kincaid, the singer, author of Goals. Want to say hi because she's all the way out in Chi-Town as well. So with that being said, we're going to come right back. We're going to take a quick break. And if any of you would like to make a suggestion on how we can come together to work to help people with comprehension concerns, dyslexia concerns, or any other concerns that might hamper them at the polls, please put your comment below and we're going to pull it up on the screen and we are going to talk about it. So for those of you that are just joining us, yes, I have the wonderful, wonderful media director of Outdoors / Outside at WVOG. She's also affectionately known as the little diva from Romania, Miss Nikki Hammer. And we're talking about how really to win at the polls, even if you have some type of concern where it's reading, comprehension, or what have you, how to win at the polls. But again, it all takes us all to work together. So when we come back from this short break, we want to hear from you on what Nikki can do to help turn the tables so that she can open up the avenue for other people to be successful at the polls. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Lotus for Shay Ignite Show. We are here to inspire and empower you and ignite the fire of success within you so that you can ignite and take flight in every area of your life. We are here tonight with another great show with another powerful influencer that is intended to be here just for you.
All right, and we are back. I am super happy to have the Romanian diva on with us this evening, Miss Nikki Hammer, all the way out of Chi-Town. Just want to share with you all today that Nikki contacted me. She wanted to touch bases, and when she touched bases with me, she wrote me this lovely email and said, "Hey, Lotus, I've got reading comprehension concern, but this is nothing that's stopping me because after all, as you saw earlier, Nikki Hammer is she is well versed in media, and she is she's done her due. She's done her due as a media director. She's taken care of her mom. She's looked at her mom with loving eyes when her mother couldn't vote, and she made her mother a promise that she, even after her mother has gone on to her next higher calling, she still made the promise that, Mom, I won't stop until myself and other people that have the same concerns as me, reading comprehension or learning comprehension, have not only the right to vote, but the means for us to vote is acknowledged and fixed so that our voices will count. So we talked earlier about some of the things that Nikki had witnessed at the polls. It was heartbreaking. And tonight, Nikki wanted to come on and help educate a lot of us on some of the things that we don't know that's happening at the polls. Nikki talked about going to the polls, and the polls for people with comprehension issues was an issue. because they treated her poorly. And Nikki, I know we've asked folks to give us some comments and some suggestions on how we can do that. But for those of you that's coming on, I want Nikki to share with you what she witnessed when she went to the polls, the disdain that she witnessed, but also the love she witnessed from someone else that was happy to help her. So, Nikki, can you share again with our viewers? We have several people that's just coming in. Please share with them what you experienced at the polls when you went to vote.
It, it's heartbreaking. It it feels sad because um, I'll go in and I'll go to my regular district and I will ask them. I have dyslexia, learning comprehension, but I need help or service. And these are young folks that is working for the uh, to help valid for the voting. And some of them have argued with me saying that, sorry, that's against the law. You're breaking the law. We can't read the ballot to you. We can't provide service to you. We have never heard something like this. And then I have to sit there and tell her, okay, thank you. I have to leave. And that's when it's so sad that I have to drive to several districts outside my district, that I had to go in District 49 or District 51 and have a Republican or Democrat person who's willing to read the material for me. And I give her and I tell her all the time, thank you very much. You're willing to read 150 question or 120 question, and give me the multiple choice and give me an opportunity to have a voice, but at the end, it still feels sad because my vote doesn't count as a regular vote. My vote is as a provisional hearing. So that means a judge or a higher person has to count. They have to count all the ballots first, and once they count out, then they have to really look at my vote. Does my vote really count to that people? So it's very hurtful.
Wow, it really is. And I want to say hey to a couple folks that are streaming in. Good to see you, Gerald Peterson. Let us know where you're watching it from. Carl Summer. Carl is always sending me some great stuff that's happening all around the globe. So Carl Summer, great guy that I've known over the internet, if you will. He's always sending great information to me of things that's going on around the globe. So thank you so much, Carl. Good to see you. Let the folks know, please, where you're streaming in from. We definitely love to know where you're streaming in from. And of course, we love Gimski, use Gimski. Okay. And I want to say hi all the way in the Netherlands to Ida Rizempesi. She's watching. Good to see you. Let us know where you're streaming in from. I said the Netherlands. Heck, I could be wrong. She could be Rome for all I know. So let us know where you're streaming in from. So, folks, how do you see that we can overcome this issue of people going to the polls with concerns, with learning comprehension concerns or other concerns where they need people to help read the ballots to them, not cast the vote for them, not make the decision for them, but just to help them so that they can comprehend who the right person is that they should vote for. And now, see, this is not a Democratic or Republican issue right here. Okay. So we don't want you to get this twisted. We want you to stay really even and balanced with what we're saying. This is not a Democratic or Republican issue. This is an issue that both sides need to come together and work on to fix. Because when you go to the polls, I don't care who you are or where you live, what you look like, or if you have anything that can preempt you from voting. As long as you have the legal right to vote and you've got your voter's registration card with you, the means for you to vote should be there. And this is why we're here tonight, because Nikki, with so many other people, have gone to the polls just because they've had learning comprehension issues and needed help. They were not given the help. So we're here today ringing the bell to alert people that this is going on and people need help so they can help themselves cast their vote. I want to ask you out there, you have the right to vote, many of you. If you went to the polls and you could not vote because of the color of your skin, if you went to the polls and you could not vote, not because the voting booth was not set up, but because you couldn't get to the voting booth for you because you were too short, you were too tall, you are a woman, you are a male, or because you have a learning comprehension, there's no one to help you understand what you're reading. I wonder how many of you would feel that you are disenfranchised, where you pay taxes. And again, it's not about Republican or Democratic or private parties. It's about equality across the board. So how many of you would feel disenfranchised? If you would feel disenfranchised, put a 4 in the comment block below. Because I didn't see anybody come up and say, oh, this is how we can help Nikki to overcome that. Oh, this is what we can do to overcome that. See, a lot of people will talk about it, but they won't be about it. And some people can't be about it because some people don't know how.
Yep.
So this is why this broadcast is on tonight, because we need to learn how. How can we address this? But the learning how is to come together and work together. So Nikki, let me ask you this. What is your ideas for how to get this fixed? Have you come up with any ideas that you feel is going to help fix this problem?
They have the system for impairment people like ourselves, where we could put the headset and listen to what the computer tells us. But they're broken. Their equipment are broken. And some of the polls, they do not have that equipment. And some of them, they say, what's that? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand what you're saying. You know? So I have to I have to try to be another advocate and educate people. By the Constitution, you could read it for me. If the machine is not there, read it.
Right.
I know it's hard for you to try to read it because you're trying to be lazy. You just don't want me to get the vote. That's all it is. I'm not sugarcoating nothing, Lois. I'm not sugarcoating nothing.
She ain't playing, y'all.
Nothing. But the bottom line is, if another person from a district, 49 district or 51 district, who is a senior and she knows exactly what I'm talking about, and she's willing to read it for me, hey, at least I accomplished something. Yeah. But I want to make sure it's the right way. I want to make sure a Republican or Democrat is represented on both sides for us to understand both of it, because now November 1st is coming. I've been heard that now the voting will be out to you.
Mhm.
Oh brother, oh brother. I have to find somebody that's willing to read the mailing ballot to me and help me to understand how to mail it back correctly. That's another challenge right there for
Right,
that one.
right. So
You
I want
know,
to say,
that's
I
what
want
they're talking about.
Right. So I want to say, hey, how you doing? Good to see you, Elizabeth Hope Brown. Great to have you on the show with us. Let us know where you're streaming in from. We're always happy to have you. So what Nikki is saying is that we have to advocate for people. Not only do we have to advocate for people, we must lead with love, because we've got to look at the situation as if we were in the situation. So guess what? Lakeisha Porch has a comment for us, because we've asked folks, hey, what can we do? How can we help folks that are in this situation that Nikki's in, to overcome? And this is one of the responses that we got from Lakeisha Porter. She says, we should request for the registration department to accommodate those with a learning disability. For example, if a voter's card has a yellow star on it, that will alert those working in that department to understand that she or he needs help. If she has a yellow star, then she can go into a recorded booth and have someone read it to her. So see, it'll be recorded. So they're not asking you to do anything wrong, but that she can read it. Okay. And so everything is recorded so they can prove that the worker only read it and she voted her ballot herself. I like that comment. Thank you so much, Lakeisha Porch. I'm going to flash that back up here. So that's great, Lakeisha Porch. That's an excellent idea. So, what do you think about the idea that Lakeisha just gave?
That would be great if we if there was. That would be awesome if there was a yellow star on this card or somewhere, to state that and show that. But it doesn't. It doesn't show that.
So
So
that's
how,
the thing. We have got to work together to get this change, because it's unequivocal that it needs to be fixed. We've got to do it together. People can't do it alone. Nobody can do it alone. We are not an island. We have to get this fixed. So if you are looking to help this problem, especially in Chi-Town, if you are looking to help fix this problem, if you're trying to be a solution for the problem, go ahead and hit Nikki up and let her know that you can help out right from where you are. Okay. Let Nikki know that you can help right from where you are. Why? Because it's important. You can contact me also at lotusignites@gmail.com, and I'll put you in touch with Nikki. But also you can contact Nikki yourself, because I said, okay, Nikki, how you want them to contact you? She said, Lotus, they can contact you or they can contact me. If you want to contact Nikki directly, hit her up at Jessica91862@gmail.com. Jessica91862@gmail.com, and let her know your ideas and how they can be implemented so that she doesn't have to face that again at the polls, and also to open up the way for other people. So here you go. You can also contact me at lotusignites@gmail.com. If you are a person in public office and you have a resolution to help this problem, don't hesitate. Contact me or contact Nikki Hammer, and we'll be delighted to get some things in motion. So Raymond Merrill, I see you. Good to see you. Thank you for joining in. Let us know where you're joining in from. And those of you that have not shared, like, or started a watch party, please go ahead and do so, because this is a very important discussion. And as we are at the top of the hour, or slightly beyond the top of the hour, we are going to come back. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back and have some final words from Nikki Hammer and myself, and we'll be right back. Anything is possible, folks, and we can do it. But we have to work together in order to get it done. So, Nikki, with your last words on this particular show today, what would you say to people who are having challenges that are very similar to yours? What would you say to them? And also, how would you encourage other people to help and become a part of the solution and not the problem?
It's basically 3 words only. Don't give up. Just keep on going. Just don't give up. That's the best answer.
I really love it. Don't give up. Keep on going. And we must advocate for people. We've got to lead with love, and we must work together. It is unequivocal. We must work together. And voting documentations and all that, that's got to be sent out early. And we must have assistance at the polls if people with comprehension concerns, or whatever the concern is, so that they can help, be helped. Because everyone deserves the right to vote. Everyone deserves to be able to vote. And we may have the right, but if you get to the polls and you can't vote, that's a problem. And we need leaders that care. And we have to be clear about the leaders that we're selecting to put in office. And this is something that Nikki said earlier. Autism or any other things should not stop people. You should not give up. So please don't give up. Learning comprehension should not stop you. Never give up. So with that being said, folks, I thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I want to share this with you. Lakeisha Porch put this. She said, could we start a petition for this to be changed ASAP? I say yes. And here's the lady right here that can do it. If you want to help Nikki start a petition so we can address this. And see, this is what I love. Lakeisha is being about it. She's not just talking about it. And see, this is the difference. We have to be about it, not talk about it. So if you're interested in starting a petition, you can contact me at lotusignites@gmail.com, and we'll get that information right over to Nikki, of course, or you can contact Nikki direct at Jessica91862@gmail.com. And we have one more comment. I want to make sure we take that comment. Lakeisha Porch said, disability rights and Texas voting rights project for voters with disabilities 2222 West Barker Lane, Austin, Texas 78758. And here's the number. You can use that number. You can call and you can get things started for those of you that are in Texas. And so those of you all around the world, well, around the United States, because right now we're focusing on some things here in the United States. Those of you that are here in the United States, but specifically in Texas, if you need help, there's the information right there in front of you so that you can get help and get the ball rolling in your area. And if you want to get involved and help Nikki in the Chi-Town area, go ahead and contact her ASAP. Don't wait. Get things going as soon as you can. So with that being said, as I always say, I am here And I am bringing inspiration to every nation. Why? Because I want to help you ignite and take flight and take control of every area of your life. And the political polls is one area of your life that you don't want to give up in. You want to make a friend and move forward and help someone else cast their vote too, because that's the right thing to do. Have a great evening. And Nikki, I want to thank you for coming on the show. You've been a wonderful guest. And for those of you that just joined, Nikki couldn't get her signal in the house. She said, look, I'm not going to let nothing stop me. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to set up. I'm doing this. I need to bring this message to the world. And so she did. And so should you. So until we meet again, remember to always ignite, take flight, and take control of every area of your life. See ya.
Welcome to the Lotus Richey Ignite Show. We are here to inspire and empower you and ignite the fire of success within you so that you can ignite and take flight in every area of your life. We are here tonight with another great show with another powerful influencer that is intended to be here